the name of that tune. Yeah, I've literally just woke up. It's Saturday morning, and I'm about 3 charts in. We have to finish up chart 503. We're going to use 502 that I've edited and improved and updated. We're going to use 502 to help us get through 504. 504, we're going to be doing the chord directions, okay, and we're going to be using 502 as a reference to make that simpler. Also, another feature of 504 is the pentatonic fretboard long modal cages, once again revisited, but now we have the tri-pentatonics, and I've updated them, but the system, the approach seems to be working, and we want to make it as easy as possible. So what do we have here? We have the 2 ways to substitute for the half diminished in the C box, which is where your fret nut is. So if you're tuned up, okay, like this, you're all set to go right for this particular little portion of the lesson right here. We'll be doing a lot of stuff in C, but we'll also I'll have to put the capo in various places to demonstrate, to keep things in the key of C, because that's the whole thing about the cage system. Okay, either you can play C in the key of C, and then when you go to the A shape, you're going to the key of A. But if you bring that A up, just like that, then you're playing an A-shaped C. Okay, so that's how the cage system works. And in that case, the G would become the 5th of that C, instead of the E being the 5th of that A, right? That A. Okay, so we're going to do 2 substitutions. We're going to start with a D, and we're going to add the 7th of the regular root. The 7th. Okay, so it's going to be D minor plus that 7th. Okay, and we're also going to be doing it with a 5 substitution. We're going to have a G, and we're going to lose that 5, and I'm going to show you how we can have the same half diminished chord. So let's just look at the raw chord. Looks like we're going to be looking at a 4, a 7, a 6, and maybe a 2 here. We did this in the other lesson. Okay, so if we take the D minor, here it is 6, 2, 4 right here, because we've got to cover this quickly. We could just drop that 2 to the 7, and we've got 6, 7, 4 right there. Okay, for the like that, and we can also hit this 4 down here, or drop that to a 2. Alright, and we've got a nice 7 down there. Now I might have to do a little fingering change to get that. Okay, so that's just raw looking at the 7, 2, 4, 6 half diminished 7th chord, regular jargon. But we can arrive at that chord by taking a G7. Here's your G. Now we want to hit that G7 and maintain that G7, but we're going to lose the root because it says minus the 5th. Now in this case, this 5th is also the 5th of the root scale. So we're just going to lose the G there. Now right here, as you can see, it's a little hard to see. 3, 5, 7. Okay, for that G shape, let's go up to the G box. This is what we've got. 5, 7, 2, 4 highlighted in this box. This is the G box here, Okay. Now, actually, it's not the G box. It's the fifth of the C box here. So this is our Phrygian box here, regular. Okay, but we've got the fifth highlighted here. So it's 5724, 4572, 4572. You know, there's two positions of it. It can be looked at as a G long into an E pent. Okay, so the G long would be the 4 5. Now we have to bop over to the. This is chart 504. From 504, the new chart I made this morning, finishing it up. And thanks, Bobo, for waking me up at 4:55. This is the Ionian pentatonic, starting from the A shape. But if we're going to start from the C shape, okay, it's going to be 3 5 6 root 2 3 5 6, and then that 5 6, and we warp up for root 2 3 5. These lectures are primarily about the long patterns here. All L will be meaning for long, and this pattern, the same pattern, is going to be substituted into the fourth, the fifth, and even the second, the third, and the sixth. And of course, it's used primarily in the Ionian. And this is the same pattern, but people are more familiar with the short pattern, right? As you know, we could go through this if we started a Phrygian box here, and then we'd have to bring this over. So that's our Phrygian box, our short Phrygian box. And most people know the pentatonic, the C pentatonic. Okay, so that's how the name of that tune. So we're back here at the Phrygian box. So here's our Phrygian pentatonic that we just played. If we go to the G substitution, it's the 5/7 substitution. Now this 5/7 is regular chord jargon. It's basically your 5/7. Here's the fifth, here's the seventh, but you can also play it here. Okay, what we want to do is maintain that seventh chord and then lose its root. Okay, so that's what happens. So we go to this down here, we want to lose the root. So down here with this 5 on the G string, we're going to either take that up to the 6. Okay, and we arrive at the same chord as if we took a D minor and just added the 7 to it. So here's our D minor, and we could just add that 7 to it. All right, so that's what's going on with the half diminished chords. And it was important to have the fifth ready for us to look at the 5 7 2 4. And then for that Phrygian box down here, again, we have 2 4 6 root here. So here was our D minor shape right here, and then going into a C minor shape right there. That's how to play the half diminished